You know, this spiritual journey that is so neatly packaged up for so many in the Western world, as though the very seeking of one's true nature is a lifestyle thing, you know, another package to add to the self, an aspect, you know, of lifestyle that improves one's life. And that is so far away from anything that's being talked about here. Damn it. So it's so not an addition to one's lifestyle. It's so not an add-on for the self. Oh, look, I'm doing spiritual things. That inflates my already somewhat aggrandized ego, or it compensates in some way for a lack of self-worth, that I figure if I can just accumulate things on the spiritual path, meditate a lot, or do lots of yoga or self-inquiry, then it'll somehow, I don't know, help me to look better, feel better, be better. This is utter nonsense. At least in this way that I'm talking about. You know, it's a path of demolition. It's a path of undoing, not doing back up. There's no lifestyle award, there's no brownie points. You don't get anything here, you don't get anything there, you don't get anything in heaven that you haven't got already. It doesn't improve the quality of your life. You don't get more money, you don't get a better house, you don't get more status. So what is it? And why is it? And what's the point? The whole point is to see the patterns of self, the pattern of the ego self as it manifests in the world over and over and over as a constructed mechanism of self-actualizing itself. To see the nature of the egoic construct and how it's come into being in you, in me, in us, and how we build an entire system out of that, and to, in effect, in the clear seeing of it, turn away from it, recognizing it as the dream, as a dream, and in some way, in that seeing, a waking up from it. And in the waking up from it, there's a whole opening, a whole cascade of things that happen, multitude of different impacts from that seeing, from that falling out of, that are almost indescribable on many different levels. Energetic, emotional, mental, spiritual, physical impacts that open one up to an entire different relationship with one's existence and with existence. Now, the falling out of the notion, the dream of the separate self, into the vastness of no separation. And that has such an impact, an ongoing impact, because it affects everything. If it's true, when it's true, to thine own self be true. It's either true or it's not true. It's either got you and leading you around into the unknown, or it's an addition. It's a new belief, a new spiritual belief that I can, manifest in the world for whatever reason. So don't get it mixed up. Just don't get it mixed up. The teachers who have great value, for me anyway, are the Christian mystics, for instance. The old ecstatic poets. Al-Hallāj Mansur, as far as I know, said, "I am the truth. I am the truth," in a day when such things were utterly blasphemous, and they chopped off his head. He didn't say, "I am the truth and it's going to make me a better person in society." He stood for something that was wild, untamable, unknowable, unspeakable, anti-religious, anti-societal. He wasn't railing against anything. He was just simply stating the truth of things. I am all that is. I am the light. I am union. I am God. I am that. Like Nisargadatta. When Nisargadatta wrote, "I am that," he wasn't messing about. He wasn't interested. Such was the wrathful, crazy nature of Nisargadatta. I am that. Like unequivocal. Down the line. Not a softly way of being with your spiritual beliefs. When Irena Tweedie, who I wrote about recently, who a Sufi master, went and sat with her Sufi teacher, he demolished her, ignored her, blindsided her, left her sitting outside, didn't indulge any of her ideas of what it was to be with the guru, humiliated her, not in any, Western idea of humiliation, but simply by not buying into who she thought she was or what it was to be a spiritual seeker. And she opened. It takes you everywhere. It takes you deep, deep, deep. But it's not a lifestyle thing. Only in the West, only as things transfer into the West do we turn, the depth of spiritual seeking into another robe that we can wear with our finery into the world, sort of with a certain pomp. And I just think we need to be very clear about that. It's not that at all. It's an entire destruction. It's an entire dismantling. What's left is beautiful. What's left is raw. What's left is true. What's left is the very essence of ourselves. But if you need to, look at the Christian mystics. Their realization didn't come, through the luxury of acquisition. It wasn't in comfortable surroundings. True spiritual seeking, it's not comfortable at all. It's like going through the discomfort, the suffering, the pain, the wound, or going through the wound, not making sense of the wound so we can wrap it up in a nice little box and say, okay, I've got to grips with the wound now, and now I can carry on and wear a robe of healedness in the world. The wound is always open, my friend. The wound is always open. This is not a miserable statement. This is a statement of utter truth, a place to live from the woundedness, to live from the sacred wound. It requires such a depth, such a courage, such a tenacity, such an inner strength the courage of the inner strength, you know. And we have that. Whether we activate it or not, it's entirely a matter of karma or choice, grace, who knows. But it's available these days. But you really have to give yourself to it. And not consider that it's going to give you anything in the realm of self, because it doesn't. And that's the beauty of it. Bless you.